Powering up essential systems. Booting root C/audio logs. Reviewing previous data cells. Repairing audio files.
You just have an enemy of the state there tied up and you have to punch him.
We as the audience know that you're here for ulterior motives, though. Is there anything that you've got a teenage son who's been reported to just be kind of meandering aimlessly throughout the city? Terran intends to make the time pass as quickly as gosh dang possible. And it's clear that, at least for now, it's just going to be a little bit of a waiting game, because if you want a meeting with this resistance movement, you're going to have to wait for them to show up.
Yep. Hey, Dice, I think we've already pushed these guys to the edge. Act in a way that'll let them relax a little bit.
I'm going to be asking you questions because it's quite awkward just sitting here staring at each other.
That's how prisoner situations work.
I've never actually told this story out loud since it's happened, and honestly enjoyed every single moment of it until I found out that everything I'd been working towards was not that.
A lanky figure sprint across the door, the end of the hallway.
Run. Well, I guess I'm gonna have to tackle the kid and take him down and pin him.
Yeah.
You can't really leave a message on a walkie-talkie, can you?
If only.
Still just waiting for a sign. A message, anything. I thought we said you guys were going to contact me.
Did we?
Did we? Oh no. Did Rex forget the plan?
No one has any
forget
plans.
the plan?
No one has any plan. This is just my new life now. I forgot why I was here.
We watch the night pass, and as the sun rises, the camera trucks backwards through a window into this canted building that Dice and Bravo, and Dahlia and Carter are all in. And the thing that we see as it happens is we see Lucasta come back up the ladder. Bravo or Dice, when do y'all normally wake up? Do you just kind of when the sun's up, I'm up, or?
I guess when the sun's up, I'm up.
When the mission calls for it. I tend to be late for things if it's not completely vital.
Alright, so Bravo might still be asleep until someone actually wakes him up.
I mean, I rolled an 11.
That's true. Like a rock. Yeah, so Lucasta comes back. I guess Dice, you're started a little bit by the small creaking of floorboards, and Ruckus is
she's a light sleeper for sure.
I mean, after the history that you've shared, I would expect so.
Yep.
Lucasta comes back up, and Carter seems to have been the one who was on watch or something. For this last round, he shakes Dahlia awake, and they'll go over to Lucasta and have a brief conversation. Do you wish to insert yourself in this conversation, or?
Well, I was gonna say, can I hear them talking?
You can hear them talking a little bit. It seems like they're talking about Lucasta's exploits last night. Who seems to be able to make it to an emergency meeting.
I'll let them chat for a second, and then I will kind of walk over.
As you get closer, Lucasta kind of gets quiet. She stops saying names and things, and Dahlia and Carter kind of turn around to see you approaching.
Yo, still here. What's going down?
Dahlia says, we've been able to get in touch with a couple of the members of the Resistance. We can have we can get them here earlier. That's for sure to talk to you. But it's not going to be until tomorrow. Got to give people time to be sneaky.
All right, that's chill. And I'll go sit back down next to Bravo.
Alrighty.
I mean, you said I'm asleep till somebody wakes me up, so.
I mean, basically.
I'll go wake him up.
What? Are they here?
No, it's just morning. Are you still tired?
I mean, no, I guess not. Just give me a second.
All right. I'm just letting you know.
You hear a faint whirring as things start turning on in my head.
You hear the Windows startup sound?
Yep.
With that, I'm going to turn back. I do have a question.
Yes.
Food. How do you get food?
Oh, and Dahlia kind of goes, yeah, definitely. She kind of beckons you to stay down here, and she goes up the ladder into the 3rd floor. You hear her rummaging around for a little bit, and she comes down with kind of like she comes down with some food. It's not like amazingly prepared or anything like that, but it's things
something.
that are it's something. Yep, it's a mix of like kind of like fresh, like homegrown kind of greens and some more like dried products. It's like this mix between like long-term storage food and stuff that could have come from a garden.
Okay. Cool.
Sweet. Oh, thank you, guys.
I am going to, at the same time, any extra money that I have left over from the funds that I stole from the guards, I'm gonna donate to them. I'm gonna walk over to LaCosta and I'm gonna pull it out of my bag and just be like, I stole this, so here it is. Put it to good use.
LaCosta kind of takes it and goes, thanks. When you say stole it,
I stole it off of a dead guard. It's a long story. Got it upon entering the city.
Okay then.
At this point, you have better use for it than I do. So
she kind of like nods and grimaces at the same time, like, yeah, that's true.
So, you guys said you live here? Bravo says between crunching on carrots.
Yeah, they all kind of nod.
How careful is this place at tracking your movements? Like, are they suspicious about the fact that you aren't at home? Like, where I'm from, I don't know. They like kept track of everybody to some degree. Like when we had to go to meetings, we had to be quick about it and always make sure we were at home. Because I don't know, where I come from, if somebody doesn't come home for a few days, it's suspicious. Somebody ends up knocking on your door. Are you guys off the grid?
And Dahlia says, yeah, we're here. We are off the grid, and we also don't really have a door to knock on in that sense. But
what does that mean?
Well, we've been here for a little while. It's not, I guess, news that we're missing, the three of us.
Oh, do they think you're dead?
And see, she's kind of hesitating. That kind of like, how much do I tell you? Kind of, because I don't know.
Yeah. If you're considered missing, why don't you just leave?
And with this one, Carter, like you can see Carter, he gets a little fiery, a little angry, and he goes, because this city needs payback for what they did to us.
All
they
right,
deserve
Carter.
it.
All right.
I guess I could get that.
Well, I think we're to the point where if we were undercover agents of the Guard, we would totally have enough info. So I think you can trust us at this point. I mean, we were in here with your papers. I'm just excited to start figuring out what we're gonna do, how we're gonna bring this place to its knees. So, what do we say we start talking shop? Should I roll to seduce or manipulate?
Sure.
9.
9 is this rough area for y'all. It's this. Hey, you need to prove what you need to. They're not going to take you at your word. You got to prove it somehow.
As they hesitate, I just sit down. Is there a table in this room that we're in?
Oh, many.
Okay.
I mean, they're more desks than tables, but you know what I mean.
Because they're hesitating, I'm just going to start without them and hope they get interested and join in. So I sit down and I'm like, is there a map here of the city that we can pull out? Oh wait, we have one. I pull out a map and I'm like, okay, so one of the main ways this city keeps a hold on people, I think, is information. Controlling, because everybody thinks that they have no other choice than to stay and be loyal to the leadership. So we need to figure out where in the city they control the information from. We could go in and, I don't know, do you guys have any planned regular broadcasts the people have to watch? If we could go in and, I don't know, maybe infiltrate the broadcasting system, get some information to the people, help them see that this place is messed up and they don't have to live under here.
Dice just crosses her arm and kind of leans back as he starts just talking.
Does that all count as concrete assurance, corroboration, or evidence first?
He did just pull a map of the city out of nowhere.
We have a map. We established that earlier.
I think
we marked on it all the places that had graffiti so that we could find this place.
That is true.
No, I know that we have a map, but they didn't know we have a map.
Oh,
yeah. So I think here's how it'll work, right? So we have kind of these three NPCs, and they're all on a sliding scale. And so Dahlia moves from I like these people, but I don't know how to feel about them to I think these are allies. Lucasta goes from we need to vet these people to they could be trustworthy. And Carter goes from I don't trust these people to how did they get a map?
Carter was present for my entire speech. What the heck?
Carter was also the one that I pulled a gun on.
This is facts.
Carter's my favorite.
I like Dahlia. She's my bro.
Yeah. So you've gotten to this point where you've got one of them firmly on your side, one of them's kind of wavering, and Carter's there's a chance, maybe. They could still be secret police. That's a possibility. But maybe they're not. I don't know. Long game? Question mark?
Long game? Question mark?
I'm just gonna turn to them and I'm gonna say do you guys? I don't know. Do you guys think information is the key? Do you guys think that if we could tell the people enough that they would rise up and stop doing whatever this government tells them to?
And Dahlia and Lucasta kind of think for a minute and they go, maybe, yeah. We do have broadcasts that the state does, and those are the only ones that we get. I don't know how we'd ever get in there to change any of that.
We do have our guy on the inside.
You have a guy on the inside?
He's still alive.
Hopefully he's still alive. Are we supposed to contact him, or is he going to be contacting us?
I think we were waiting until he was firmly on the inside, and I don't know if we said who was going to contact. So I say we start trying to watch guard movements and figure out sometime when he's on his own that we can get a message to him.
Okay. Yes, we do have a guy on the inside.
Hey, do you guys keep track of the guards? Do you know if there's a really big new guard, a big scary guy that could run through a brick wall? They think that's a figure of speech.
True, yes, they do. They do think it's just a figure of speech. They know there's a hole in the wall, but they don't think it's because the dude ran into it. Lucasta kind of goes, I don't personally know of any of the guards, but we have one or two members of the Defiant Omen of the Defiant Order. That's what the name is. We do have two members of the order that are in the guards. Maybe they'd be able to know.
Okay.
Oh, cool.
That's nice.
So you guys have a guy on the inside too. Good to know.
So if we decide that the broadcasting system is the way to go, and we need to get in, maybe we just need to figure out a way that we could have our guy on the inside and your guy on the inside be the people who are doing security on the broadcasting system that day. That would probably mess with their cover.
It might, yeah.
So we would have to if we were going to do something like that, we'd have to make sure that it was a solid enough plan to be worth it.
So ideal 1, broadcasting.
Yeah. I guess I don't know enough about this place yet. Is it information? Is that the key? Do these people, do they control the people mainly through fear of force, or do they control them through brainwashing with false information, or what? What's going on?
I'm gonna turn and look at the three with us and give him a quizzical look.
Dahlia's gonna respond. She's gonna go, yes? Like, they do all of that.
Brainwashing too?
Yeah, they, and she's getting kind of, like, what's the right word? It's not embarrassed, it's not antsy. You know, it's that kind of thing when, like, you're being grilled about something that you know you did. You don't think it's really that bad, but, like, it's not great either. You kind of, like, are beating around the bush. There we go.
Okay.
She's kind of beating around the bush a little bit, where she's like, I mean, yeah, they have the areas and the facilities to do that.
Interesting. How does it work?
Well, they kind of isolate you, and they try. You're fed a lot of just like New Pittsburgh stuff, and it's just kind of oppressive. And they've tried some more weird ways of doing it.
Oh yeah, I have a +3 in weird.
What?
Never mind.
I do like the idea that Bravo, because he's like part cyborg, has statted himself out.
Yep. So, okay. So, when you said brainwashing at first, I was thinking like some like technological way of mind control, which, you know, I was wondering if we could turn back on them in some way. But if it's just like through
Good old
psychological manipulation, then it's not going to be something where we can just go in and reverse the polarity of the neutron flow. Sorry. Wait, that's not something Bravo would say. I just wanted to get the Doctor Who reference in there. It's not something where we could go in there and flick a switch.
Yeah, Dahlia, she goes, yeah, it's not like they're implanting anything in your head physically. It's all different.
Yeah, that'd be wild. Okay, so...
Well, I guess really, Bravo, the question that we should be asking is, what is the Resistance doing now?
Yeah, but, I mean, yeah, that'd be a great question, but, I mean, look at these guys.
This is only 3 of them!
Carter is slowly taking offense.
Only 3 of them? You mean the only 3 of them? Dice, we've been waiting for like a day and a half. We walked in and nobody was here except them upstairs sleeping or something. I'm trying to manipulate them now. Before I've been honest, this is straight up manipulation. Okay. This is the whole movement. Don't you see? They're putting on a show.
I don't see, but I don't realize that he's putting on a show right now. So I'm gonna.
So, hey, if you want, and I'll just say this: we do have another move for interacting with people called Read a Person. It does also work on PCs.
So you can read me if you want.
Okay. While we're kind of getting into this argument, then I'll roll for Read a Person. Let's see, that is a 6. So I don't think...
It says on a miss, ask 1 anyway, but be prepared for the worst.
I'll see. Now, how we've handled this in the past a little bit, because I like it this way, is if you fail the roll, the target gets to ask you a question. Do we want to roll with that?
Yeah, let's do it.
The idea is that in Dice trying to like ascertain something leaves herself too open, and Bravo learns something instead.
Do you want to ask? Dice is still asking though, right?
I'm just kidding.
I was gonna say, if we did it this way, Bravo, you would pick one to ask her.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The subject becomes the observer.
Yes. I guess, what does your character wish I'd do?
Let me think about how I would answer that, because right now she's just confused about what he's doing. So I guess explain a little better, because it just seems like Bravo flipped a switch and is all of a sudden like, these people are the only people.
Yeah.
So
I'm just like
what?
Okay, let me spell it out. We're here. They say they've got, I don't know, meetings that come in every once in a while, but with how long it's taking, they've got some lukewarm people out there, but the only real revolutionaries are the ones in this room right now, and the ones undercover that we can't rely on unless we have to really call for them. Like, Dice, look at them. They're scared.
Yeah, but I would be too.
That's fair, but what I'm saying is we need to work with what we've got, and we don't got any fighters.
This is true. But that's also why I want to know what they have, what they're planning. Because what have they been doing?
Okay, so this whole exercise has been me trying to bait them, especially Carter, into thinking, what does this guy know? I'm doing so much. I'm doing all this stuff in revolutionary activity. We're not nothing. We've got an organization. That's what I've been wanting to get out of this, is get them to want to tell me. Should I roll something for that?
Definitely.
Okay.
I do think seduce or manipulate is the right one for that, because I mean you are explicitly manipulating them.
I'm so glad I have hot highlighted, because this is the third time I've done seduce or manipulate this session.
You're welcome.
8 again with the partial success.
Can I try and help her interfere again? Or I guess I don't realize what he's doing, so I guess I can't.
Well, I mean, you kind of do realize. I'd say you kind of do realize what he's doing. That was the entire the whole read a person thing. Actually, wait, no, but you failed.
But
that. Rob asked a question about you, so yeah, you have no idea what he's actually attempting to do. So yeah,
okay. I'm not helping.
Yeah, so bravo, Carter. Carter kind of gets up in your face a little bit. He goes, "What do you know, huh?
What do you know?
Listen, punk.
I'm listening."
You can hear the cogs in Carter's brain turning, as the GMs do as well.
You can hear the literal cogs in Bravo's brain turning.
Yeah, Carter, he goes, listen, it's not easy trying to overthrow some kind of government or get freedom or whatever. You just gallivant in here acting as if you know what to do and like you've done this before and like you're an expert or something in this. You don't know what the frick's going on here, man.
Okay, about half of what you just said was true. I have done this before. This is our job. But we also don't know what the frick is going on. That's true, because you won't tell us. Okay, Carter, sit down here. Sit down here with me. You are here trying to overthrow this government, and the greatest gift you could be given has just been given to you. A crack squad of, revolution helpers just came in. We have a success under our belt. This isn't our first time doing this. You probably haven't heard of Danu Funk because this place is so, the outside world doesn't exist. But Danu Funk is now a free city partnering with Eden.
Under the rule of the Mosquito King.
Yes, of course, but I'm not mentioning that part. The Mosquito King is a benevolent leader. We love the Mosquito King.
We love the Mosquito King.
Anyway, Carter, I know you want to be tough, but direct that toughness at the enemy. We're here trying to help you. So, if you can either be part of the revolution, or you can sit in here doing nothing, holding your greatest allies as prisoners. It's up to you.
Thank you so much for all of those who have been listening to this podcast. If you would just be able to go and subscribe on whatever platform it is, or share, send us a review or a voice message even on Anchor, that would be wonderful. We love hearing from you, and we love to see your feedback, and we want to make sure that you don't miss any of the upcoming episodes. That would be a true tragedy. So go ahead and do that. And I think that's everything. So we'll get back to the show now.
Hello, lovely listeners. This is Aaron, out of character for a very special announcement.
we are about to start recording a second campaign. This one is whole new setting, whole new characters, new genre, new role-playing system, and a couple new voices that you haven't heard before. It's called Spacing Out, and I will be the game master. Imagine a kind of Stranger Things meets Interstellar kind of story. So the teens of small town Aberfield, California are about to get themselves entangled in a mystery that stretches beyond the edge of this galaxy. I'm super excited. Hope you are too. And if you want to get your name in the show as an NPC, go ahead and just share something about us on social media, and I'll name a character after you. If you post on Facebook or Instagram or Twitter with the hashtag SpacingOutPod or hashtag DystropiaPod, I will name an NPC after you. Or if you want to post about it somewhere else, go for it. Just make sure I see it by tweeting it at Aaron Ignota. Just, I don't know, screenshot it and send me a direct message or something. But while you're there, give me a follow. I post about the show. I'm posting some cool art that Trenton has been making that's custom to each episode, and I would love to hear from you. Let me know what you think of the show as a whole. And that being said, let's get back to the episode. I want to read a person.
Yeah, cool. Totally go for that. I actually really appreciate that as a GM because I'm trying to parse Carter as well.
Okay, I got a 9, so I get to ask one question.
That is correct.
And my question I'm going to ask is, how could I get your character to trust me?
If you can offer Carter real and tangible safety and stability, then you will gain his trust.
Interesting. Okay, Carter.
If you want like context on that, you kind of get this vibe that his bravado is a facade.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, so is mine. But
we're
the same.
And if you want, you can just take that information and kind of sit on it until a good opportunity arises.
Yeah, I'm just I had an idea of something to do, but I don't think the rules allow for it.
I mean, fire away. We can.
Well, what I would need for it isn't on me. I wanted to psychically show Carter what Eden is like, but I don't think I can do that just through open your brain. I would need to do that through augury, and my augury equipment is in the van.
Yes.
And also, just like randomly, giving a person psychic visions, not a great way to make friends. depending on your culture that you come from.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm just gonna sit on that info. I'm just gonna let him stew on what I've said. You can be part of the revolution, or you can hold your allies prisoner and hide in the wall. It's up to you. I'm just gonna sit back.
Mm-hmm. Alrighty, cool. As we see this like weird, tense conversation with a lot of things under the surface that just aren't coming out, we move over to Rex. Rex, you, when you wake up in Zamornon, you receive orders that you're to go and visit General you are to report to General Toussaint in his personal quarters. You're also instructed where those are. This is a great honor, especially for someone who's been here. What is this? A total of this is day 4 or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Rex is moving up in the world.
Moving up.
What is his office or head, wherever? That's going to be like out in kind of the square, or?
Yes, it is. So, if you still have access, the map should be in the Discord, right? Should be somewhere in there.
Yes.
Oh yeah, there it is.
In any case, his personal quarters are going to be in the administrative building, which is labeled number 8 on your map.
Okay, cool. So,
relatively close, but in that like admin square.
So I am walking by. So I'm in the police station.
Yes, so you would walk by the mechanics center and the research center to get towards the admin building where you'll find him.
I would walk by the mechanics center. What does that building look like?
So the mechanics center is an old fire station that's been looks like it's been converted to be more of like a mechanics shop than it is just to like store the vehicles. There's a lot more machinery in there. There's like this metal kind of roofing, kind of an awning that's been attached to the building to extend the like covered area, so there's more space to work on things. Yeah.
Okay. And presumably they keep like the big door closed a lot.
Most of the time, especially with the weather right now isn't particularly warm, and the wind is kind of abrasively chilly, and so that door is definitely shut, except for when they need to like move things in or out, or they're dealing with like incredibly hot hazardous things.
Right. Is it how like guarded or fortified is it? You know?
It's got a pretty minimal, there we go, that's the word. It's got a pretty minimal like standing guard. The awning has chain link fence enclosing it, so you can't just like easily get in that way. I think there's like one or two guards that do like a slow loop of this building when it's their shift to do it. But there's really not that many people there. You can kind of surmise that it's because it's literally across the way from the police station, that if anything went down, they have really quick access to them.
Right, okay. Cool. Yeah, I'm gonna make my way over to Papa Toussaint's house.
Alrighty. Cool. So you enter the admin building and are directed up a couple of floors to the personal offices of General Toussaint. Now, as you approach them, you see two very heavily built guards standing at attention outside of his door. Their uniforms pitch black with white accents, and both of them wear face shields with skulls painted on them. Neither of them looks at you or even acknowledges your presence as you approach the door.
Rex is still gonna say, "Damn, nice uniforms, boys."
You get no verbal response. One of them looks like he might like be very slightly pumping his fist. But yeah, so do you knock on the door? How do you make your presence known?
Oh, I knock on the door, of course.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, I guess I should have assumed that.
I grab Opera and I burst through the door.
I
knock. Yeah.
You knock on the door, and General Toussaint, he comes and opens it, and he goes, "Oh, Rex, nice to see you. Come on in."
"Howdy, Papa."
Say, Captain Shanisha left a marvelous report of you from last night's operation.
"Oh, that's great to hear. I was just, doing my new job."
"And you've been doing a beautiful job, from everything I can tell." He comes in and says, "Hey, Rex, come, have a seat. Would you like anything to drink?"
No, thanks.
"Good job. You passed the test." No.
The tiniest bit of tear forms in Rex's eye.
The tiniest bit of tear forms. He goes, "Okay, if you would like, don't mind me. I will let myself have one." And he goes and he grabs a bottle from a cabinet and a glass.
It's a Capri Sun.
The rarest vintage now. Yeah, and he pours himself a drink. And he goes, there are some benefits to being at the top, Rex."
What you got there, if you don't mind me asking? Are you frozen? Oh.
No, I'm Googling. Not gonna lie, this exact part of the conversation was made up on the spot, so my Google search history is gonna be very questionable at this point, but cool. Yeah, so as me, Trent, the GM, who doesn't know jack squat about alcoholic beverages, he's got a rum. I don't know.
Valid,
yeah. It's something easily produced. So I guess rum or vodka, but something easily produced, kept away from the masses.
I mean, does he say that?
You asked him what he was drinking, right?
Yes.
Yeah. He says, "Oh,
if you don't mind me asking."
Yeah, no, you're good. He goes, "Yeah, it's I dabble in a few hobbies. It's really as a pity the rules we must enforce on the general population to keep the peace, but behind closed doors I like to experiment a little bit with the old drinks. This is
understandable.
A vintage of my own make, if you would say.
Well, it is really all about keeping the everyone else under control, so that's understandable.
Mm-hmm. Yep. He's like, "Are you sure I can't convince you?"
I'll have to pass for now, Papa.
He goes, "Alrighty."
That's an internal monologue of Rex's right now.
Yeah.
That's how Rex is feeling.
That's how Rex is feeling. Nice.
Oh, cannot slip up.
The willpower.
What if it's a trap? It could be anything. It could be soda.
It could be. It's possible.
Oh, no, Rex is gonna pass.
The finest carbonated apple juice. No, but yeah. So Papa Toussaint, he goes, Rex, when I first heard of you, there was a lot of curiosity. You intrigue me, and I want to learn as much as I possibly can from you. He goes, Do you know, has anyone told you the story of how this place came to be?
No, I don't believe I've heard much. I think that it used to be an older city called Pittsburgh, but that's about as far as I know.
And he goes, back 20 some odd years ago, this city was a desolate wasteland. It was filled with squatters and lowlife and dope heads and all the like. We came in and we spent years trying to force civility upon those people that were stuck here, but we were able to do it. Took a long time, but we got it to work. After that, it still took 5 more years of hard work to get the first sign of civilization, this wall that we've erected around the city. Oh, it's a marvelous achievement.
Sorry for busting a hole in it.
He kind of chuckles a little bit and he goes, hey, I'm not going to say it happens because it didn't until you showed up, but you showed us a weakness, something that we need to be prepared for, and for that I'm extremely grateful. You see, the outside world has been trying to wipe us off the face of the map for, well, ever since we tried to put ourselves on it. Whether it's the Crimson Cobras or the other upstarts trying to use the ruins of our city as a building ground for whatever affront to civilization they're attempting. We've been at war longer than some here can even remember.
Other startups?
Yes, when you have a city, everyone looks for shelter. Rex, it's one of the basic human needs. It's even one of the basic inhuman needs. Even animals look for shelter. And we've had to take drastic measures to make sure that they can't seek shelter right up against our walls. Unfortunately, we've had to destroy most of the beautiful city that couldn't fit inside our purview. But Rex, I'm still at war with them. And I'm not content to just survive this war. We've been working with some other superpowers that have pulled themselves up by their bootstraps, just like us. But they're not our allies.
Ooh.
We need to be able to stand on our own 2 feet. And Rex, with your arrival, I think you may be able to help us take that step from a city and a civilization that managed to survive to one that could thrive.
Oh.
See, when I first met you, Rex, and he starts like pacing behind his desk, kind of in this slow walk as he continues monologuing, for lack of, actually that's the right term, but
oh no, the slow walk in the monologue.
Slow walk in the monologue.
Wait, is he the villain?
He goes, Rex, when you broke through our wall with just sheer willpower alone, it proved to me that there is a greater power out there to be harnessed. Rex, will you help me find that power?
I sure will. But what power could that be?
To be frank with you, I don't know right now. We'll have to figure it out.
And we will find it.
Excellent. And he goes, Rex, are you walked past the research center to come to this building, right?
I have, correct.
And he goes, there we should have the tools and the people to figure out exactly what makes you so special. Are you willing to go on a little field trip with me?
What?
It's gonna be...
What's Rex's internal, thought process right now?
I think this is the first time since he's broken in that he feels worried.
Rex doesn't want to be an experiment.
I don't think so. But he's still gonna have to say yes, of course.
I thought his answer was going to be, oh yeah!
Oh yeah!